Dear students, we are going to learn the first chapter of chemistry, that's matter in our surroundings. So in this chapter we will learn about matter in detail. We will learn about different forms of matter, composition of matter, classification of matter on the basis of physical properties, interchange of matter, etc. In the previous class we have learned about synthetic fibers, plastics, metals, non-metals, etc. And we have seen that all these synthetic fibers, natural fibers, plastics, metals, non-metals, all are different types of materials because they show different properties and they have different applications. But we can say that all these are examples of matter. All are matter. So they are different types of materials because of difference in their properties, preparation and applications, but all are examples of matter. So in addition to this, many of the things which present around us are examples of matter. We can say that this board, this pen, this switchboard and chair, pen, pencil, books, page, buildings, bridge, vehicles, plants, animals, leaves, fruits. So all these are examples of matter. Now let us know more about matter. So we have the definition of matter. Anything that occupies space and has mass is called matter. So all the things present in our world, they are named as matter. So this all the things means it can be non-living like this board, pen, pencil, building, ships and other vehicles, etc. And it can be living things like plants, animals and others. So all these are named as matter. Because in all these cases we can say that all these things have mass and also they occupy space. So the two conditions required for matter we have the things which occupy space and the things have mass. They are named as matter. So all the things, variety of things available in our surroundings, they are termed as matter because all these have mass and they occupy space. For example, when you consider this board has mass, so we can measure the mass of this board, right? And also this board occupies the space. This board occupies the space. Similarly, this pen has mass, we can measure it, and also this pen now fills this space. So similar is the case of other object. So that's why we say that all the things present around us is called matter because all these have mass and they occupy space. And what about water, air, etc.? They are also matter because water, the mass of the water we can measure it, and also water occupies space. For example, suppose we have a glass like this and we fill water in this glass. Now we can see that this is the water level. So water occupies the space inside the glass. So the water, it occupies space and also we can measure its mass. So we can say that water is a form of matter. Now what about air? See, air is also matter, so it should occupy space and also it has mass. We know that in the case of inflated balloon, the air fills the space inside the balloon and we get inflated balloon. So that means air occupies the space inside the balloon when you expand balloon. So air occupies space. And also we can measure the mass of the air. So the mass of air can be measured using some experiments. So from all this we can conclude that all the materials available in our surroundings, they are termed as matter because all these have mass and they occupy space. We have the definition of chemistry. Chemistry is a branch of science which deals with composition, structure, physical and chemical changes of matter. So chemistry is the study of matter, and in chemistry we will study about composition of matter, then structure of matter, physical changes of matter, and chemical changes of matter. Then what do you mean by composition of matter? That is how matter is made up of what? So what are the components of matter? So that is called composition of matter. So the matter is made up of different components, and we will study about the different components of matter. That is composition of matter. Now, structure of matter. What do you mean by structure of matter? So in this case, how is the arrangement of different components that form matter? So the composition of matter means that about different components of matter. Structure of matter means how is the arrangement of different components in different forms of matter. So that is called structure of matter. Now, physical and chemical changes of matter. So we know the definition of physical change and chemical change. So physical change of matter means the change in physical properties. Physical properties means the properties of matter which we can observe or measure, like smell, color, density, mass, etc. So the physical changes of matter, that is changes in physical properties, we will study about it in chemistry, and also we will study about chemical changes of matter. So what do you mean by chemical changes of matter? Chemical changes of matter means there should be change in chemical properties. That is, how does one form of matter react with other forms of matter? So about chemical reactions. So that is the interaction between the different forms of matter. How does one form of matter react with other substance, other form of matter? That is chemical changes of matter. So this study is called chemistry. So chemistry is a branch of science in which we study composition of matter, structure of matter, physical changes of matter, and chemical changes of matter. We have seen the definition of chemistry. Chemistry is also called central science. Chemistry is called central science because chemistry connects other branches of science with each other. See this figure, chemistry connects all the other branches of science with each other. Chemistry connects biology, astronomy, physics, environmental science, geology with one another. So that's why chemistry is called the central science. Now we will see some important branches of chemistry. So many branches of chemistry are there. So these are the 6 important branches of chemistry. First one, organic chemistry. Second, inorganic chemistry. Third, physical chemistry. Fourth, analytical chemistry. Fifth, biochemistry. Sixth, theoretical chemistry. First we will discuss about organic chemistry. Organic chemistry, study of carbon containing compounds. Organic chemistry deals with the study of carbon containing compounds. So carbon containing compounds means the compounds which contain carbon atoms. So they are called organic compounds and their study is organic chemistry. In other words, we can say that the study of compounds which are present in living things. Because all the compounds which are present in living things, they are made up of carbon. So study of carbon containing compounds or study of compounds which are present in living things, that is called organic chemistry. Second one, inorganic chemistry. Inorganic, that is other than organic. So it is opposite to that of organic chemistry. It's study of all substances not classified as organic, mainly those compounds that do not contain carbon. In organic chemistry, we will study about compounds which contain carbon atom. In inorganic chemistry, we will study compounds which do not contain carbon. That is, in inorganic chemistry, we will study about the substances or compounds which made artificially. But in organic chemistry, about the study of substances which are present in living things. Third one, physical chemistry. Study of the properties and changes of matter and their relation to energy. So physical chemistry involves the application of the principles of physics to study about matter. So we will study about the behavior of matter on the molecular and atomic level. This is called physical chemistry. Now, fourth one, analytical chemistry. So as the name suggests, analyze. identification of the components and composition of materials. So in analytical chemistry we will analyze the composition and the components of matter. So it involves the study of methods and instruments to identify and separate the components of the mixture. So using analytical chemistry we can understand the composition of matter by identification and separation of the compounds. This is called analytical chemistry. And fifth one, biochemistry. Study of substances and processes occurring in living things. That is, biochemistry involves the study of chemical reactions which take part in living things. So it is about the chemical reactions which occur in plants and animals. That is called biochemistry. Sixth one, theoretical chemistry. It involves the use of mathematics and computers to understand the principles behind observed chemical behavior and to design and predict the properties of new compounds. So in this case, we will use mathematics and computers to study about matter. This is called theoretical chemistry. So these are the important branches of chemistry. Other than these, we have many branches of chemistry like quantum mechanics, industrial chemistry, agrochemistry, environmental chemistry, clean chemistry, and many more. So today we have learned about matter. We have seen the definition of matter, and we learned about important examples of matter and about chemistry. So we will discuss more about matter in the next session. Thank you.